And to this story now, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu promising a harsh response to yesterday's brutal synagogue attack in Jerusalem. 2 Palestinians attacked worshippers, 4 rabbis that were in that synagogue, and they did it in a brutal way with meat cleavers and a gun. 5 people in the end lost their lives, including 3 Americans. Netanyahu is ordering security forces to demolish the homes of those attackers. The Israeli ambassador to the United States says Netanyahu will take all necessary steps.
I think that the Prime Minister will do what he has to do to restore security in our nation's capital. This is a savage murder at a synagogue in our capital. Imagine that people went in with meat cleavers and guns into a church in Washington, D.C. and started hacking people to death, and then you saw people dancing in the streets. What type of action would America take? So the Prime Minister is going to do what he has to do to protect Israel's citizens.
Yeah, that's a good point. Connor Powell is live in Jerusalem with more on this. So, Connor, when do we expect this to happen, that the homes of these attackers will be leveled?
Well, Netanyahu ordered them to be destroyed yesterday. Those 2 Palestinian cousins, their homes are supposed to be destroyed immediately, but it's not clear when it will actually happen. It actually hasn't happened just yet. Now, last night, Israeli troops did destroy the home of a Palestinian man who was responsible for killing a woman and a child while they were waiting at a train stop about a month or so ago. This was really the first in a string of these violent individual attacks that we've seen around Jerusalem for the last month or so. It has really fueled these attacks by a dispute over who's allowed to pray at Jerusalem's holiest spot. Now, this is a controversial punishment to destroy these homes, and it's not been used by Israel in about a decade or so. There are security officials here who are against it. They say it's not an effective policy or a deterrent against terror attacks. But Prime Minister Netanyahu and other leaders here say that this is the best solution right now, Martha, for dealing with these attacks.
Boy. What are Israeli officials doing to prevent future attacks? Because there's a concern that this could lead to a third intifada.
Yeah, we've seen a stepped-up security across Jerusalem. There are more police on the streets. There are also checkpoints in a lot of the Palestinian East Jerusalem areas. Israeli officials have also arrested dozens of Arab Israelis here in Israel in the last few weeks or so. But police have told Fox News here in Jerusalem that the bigger issue is that these attacks appear to be individually planned, that there isn't some grand campaign that's linking them all together, and so they're really difficult to prevent and to even harder to sort of deal with it after the fact. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu has blamed Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas for inciting the violence, but security officials here have actually defended Abbas. Some of them have said that he's in fact helping to prevent some of the violence. It's a real mixed controversy here because the political leaders here in Israel very much want to group all the Palestinians together, but there are Israeli officials who work with the Palestinian Authority, security officials who actually have a decent relationship and are trying to prevent some of these attacks. It's really in nobody's benefit right now to see more attacks here, Martha.
No, indeed it's not. Connor, thank you very much.